folks, welcome to his American I.E.L.T.S Training Center. Take your Cambridge Grammar for I.E.L.T.S. As you know, reading, writing, listening and speaking and grammatical oriented written exercises are given to you. So far we have seen in earlier videos, it is the conditional sentences, right? In conditional sentences, what are the words you use? Number 1, if. Number 2, provided. Number 3, unless. Number 4, as long as. Number 5, so long as. Number 6, in case. Number 7, when. These are the, what is that? Conditional words and phrases. There are 3 conditions. Zero condition, condition number 1, condition number 2. Zero condition is, it is a law. If you put your hand in the fire, it burns your finger. It's a law. And condition number 1, if you study, you will get good marks. Condition number 1, right? Condition number 2, what is that? Unlikely situations, imaginary situations, right? Something which has not happened, something which you dream to be like that. There you are using condition number 2. So, if plus subject plus past tense, condition sentence, then the resultant sentence should come in past tense. So, if plus past tense, then the resultant should be in past tense. It is an unlikely situation. If you studied, you would get good marks. It is an unlikely situation. It is an imaginary situation, right, sir? Now, coming here, third conditional, mixed conditionals. Third conditionals is also there. Mixed conditionals. Wishes. What do you mean by wishes? You wish something to happen. Regrets means what? You are feeling bad. I should have gone to USA last year. I should have studied well. Something which has not happened. Wish and regret. See, should and shouldn't have. I should have gone to America. I shouldn't have gone to America. I should have studied. I shouldn't have studied. I should have chosen. I shouldn't have chosen. So for wish and regrets, what do you use, sir? Should and shouldn't have. Should have, shouldn't have. For wish and regrets, right, sir? Now coming here, Mr. Simon is here. Mr. Simon Brown. Here car. Here bank statement. Here it is the stock exchange, right? So it is something, a context listening. You'll be listening and you have to answer. You are going to hear Simon Brown talking to his friend Anna. So Simon is talking to his friend Anna about his car. He's speaking about his car. Look at the pictures below. Why do you think he regrets buying it? So exactly in the listening task you will find he buys a new car. And the price of car he buys through a bank, a loan. He has to repay the bank loans. That's bothering him. The petroleum prices has doubled, so that's bothering him. So look at the pictures below. Why do you think he regrets buying it? And the questions are there. You have to say true or false. Is it true or false according to what you listen? See, Simon bought a second-hand car. The price of petrol nearly doubled last month. Is it true or false according to what you hear? So you should be very good in hearing. First, you have to read the question. Simon has saved very little money from his job. Simon looked at his father's advice about the car. Simon has a lot of money. So you should say whether it is true or false according to what you listen. Now coming here, listen again and complete these sentences. So you have to complete these sentences. If I dash a second-hand car, I dash to take out this big bank loan. So you have to fill in the sentence. It is the third condition or second condition. It probably dashed so bad if the price of petrol dashed last month. Second condition. So past tense and past tense. If I dash a bit before buying the car, I dash to save quite a bit by now. So here also to result conditional verb and resultant verb in past tense. If only I dash to him, none of this dash. So this is also conditional. And see all these, you have all the conditions. If the condition sentence comes next. Next, if is here. Once again, if is there. then once again, if all these conditional sentences are there, right? So what you are going to use, what verb tense you are going to use. Look at your answers to exercise 4 and answer these questions. Which tense is used in the if clause? Very important, if clause in sentences 1, 2 and 4 and 5. 1, 2 and 4 and 5. You have to write down the answer and say which tense is used. Does it refer to present or past time? So does it mention about the present or about the past? Which sentences refer to the past situation in the resultant clause? Which structure is used? Which sentences are refer to a present situation in the result clause? Which structure is used? So you have to answer for all these things, right? Now let us go in for a listening task. Shall we start? Okay. Here comes. So the conversation is between whom? Mr. Simon and Mr. Ann. Mr. Simon and Mr. Han. So Mr. Anna says, "Hi Simon, how are you? How's your new car going?" And Simon says, "Oh, don't ask me, Anna, it's a nightmare. I should never have bought it." Who says? Simon says, "I should never have bought it." And Anna says, "Why? What's wrong? I thought you would get one of those fancy new models." I thought you would got one of those fancy new models. And Simon says, "I did, yes, but that's part of the problem. If I would have bought a second-hand car, I wouldn't have taken that big bank loan I have got now." So he regrets, right? If I should have bought a second-hand car, I shouldn't have been bothered about this bank loan, right? So now, "Oh," Anna says, "oh no, oh so I suppose you have got big repayments to make?" And Simon says, "Yes, I can't sell the car and I have paid for it." So Simon says, "Yes, and I can't sell the car until I have paid for it." So he can't sell the car until he pays back the borrowed money. But it's not only that. I know running a car was going to be so expensive. So he says, "I never thought running a car is so expensive. I wish I would thought about the other cost before I bought it." So before buying the car, I should have thought about other things. So Anna says, "It probably wouldn't be so bad if the price of the petrol hadn't almost doubled last month." So Anna says it wouldn't have been a problem if the prices hadn't doubled, petrol prices. So Simon says, "Don't remind me, the petrol alone is costing me a fortune." Petrol alone costing me a fortune means what? A lot of money I'm spending for petrol. Anna says, "Lucky you got that part-time job then." So Anna says, "It's good that Simon you have got a part-time job, so somehow you can manage." And Simon says, "That is just the thing. Nearly all of my wages are going on the car. If I would have waited a bit before buying the car, I would have managed to save quite a bit by now." So what do you mean by that? "So I might even have gone on that college trip last week. It sounded great." So Anna says, "Oh dear, can't you ask your dad to help you out?" And Simon says, "No way. When my granddad left me some money, my dad didn't want me to spend it on a car. If only I would have listened to him, none of this would have happened. I wish he wasn't always right." Are you able to understand? Father advised him not to buy a new car, but he purchased a new car. So he says, "I can't get help from my dad because I have went against his advice." Anna says, "Well, maybe you should value his opinions more. You don't seem to agree with him a lot. If you got on better with him, you might have listened to his suggestions." So if you got well along with your dad, you should or you might have gone well. So Simon says, "The worst thing is Dad wanted me to buy some shares with the money, and now they have gone up by 30%. Dad told, okay, buy shares. Now the shares has gone by 30%. So if I invested the money in shares, I would have been rich. I should have listened to him. I would have taken his advice. I would own a small fortune now instead of a big debt. So if I have got the advice from my dad and if I have invested my money in shares, I would have been rich. But now buying a new car, I am in debt." Oh, Simon, Anna says, you poor thing, I wish I could help you, but I have even less money than you. At least you have a car. And Simon say, oh, don't say that. I wish I would never bought the car. If it weren't for the car, I would have no money worries now. So if I don't have the cars, I don't have any worries now. Hope you are able to understand the concept. So, dear friends, you heard a conversation between Anna and Simon. So, what's it's all about? Simon is almost regretting that he should have done that. What? Purchased a car. And he also wishes that he should have taken the advice of his dad. So the mixed conditionals, third condition. So here the answers. You are going to hear Simon talking to his friend Anna about his car. Look at the pictures below. Why do you think he regrets buying it? Because the petroleum prices has gone up. Number one. Number two, the bank he has to repay. Right, sir? Now coming here, listen and decide if the following statement are true or false. According to the speech, what you have heard. Simon bought a second-hand car. Is it true or false? So what's the answer? He bought a new car. So he has to repay. So it is false. Right, sir? False. So number one is false. So Simon purchased a new car and it's not a second-hand car, so it's a false statement. The price of petrol nearly doubled last month. Is it true or false? Is it true? Yes, true. So true. Number two is true. Simon has saved very little money from his job. Is it true or false? Simon has saved very little money from his job. Is it true or false? True. Number four, Simon took his father's advice about the car. Simon took his father's advice about his car. Is it true or false? False. Why false? Because father told him to buy second-hand car, invest money in shares, but he hasn't done. So it is false. So fourth is false. Number five, Simon has a lot of money. Is it true or false? Simon has a lot of money. Is it true or false? No, he doesn't have money, so he's struggling for money. So it is false. So 5 is false. So in context listening, what you have to do? First, you have to take the question, read the question, then you have to go in for context listening. So your mind is well prepared to expect the answers, right? Now coming here, my dear friends, listen again and complete these sentences. If I dash a second-hand car, who says? Simon says, I dash to take out this big bank loans. Very important, right? So it's a conditional sentence. If I dash a second-hand car, this comma is a condition. And the resultant will happen dash to take out this big bank loan. Is he speaking about the present or past or future? Or is he speaking about the condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3? Is he speaking about a wish or regret? Yes. What is the answer, sir? If I had bought, right? Why do you use had bought, sir? If I had bought a second car, what is the resultant sentence and what is the tense? I wouldn't have. I would not have. I would not have. I would not have to take out this big bank loan. See here, past tense, past participle or past tense, and here past. So it means what? Condition number 2. What is the condition number 2? 2 says, unlikely situation, imaginary situation, right? Which has not happened. Actually, what he did, he purchased a car, right? That's what. But he regrets and he wishes he should have bought a second-hand car. So you are using had bought and wouldn't have, right? So two perfect sentences are used to state that when you want to wish something should have happened in the past, then you are using if plus past participle sentence, and the resultant also should come in past, right, sir? Next, what is that? It probably so bad if the price of petrol last month. It probably dash so bad if the price of petrol last month. See, if condition is coming in the second sentence, and the resultant comes first. If the price of petrol last month, it probably. So what is that? So you're not using comma. If comes forward, then you're using comma here. If comes later, you're not using comma. It probably dash so bad. So what is the answer? It probably would not be so bad. Would not be so bad. So this is the resultant sentence. Resultant sentence comes with in B. If the price of petrol with the past the, hadn't doubled. If the price of not had not doubled, right? So here if sentence with past participle and here resultant with would, right? So it probably wouldn't be bad if the price of petrol had not doubled last month. Only then it gives meaning, right, sir? Right? Okay, number third. If I dash a bit before buying the car, I dash to save quite a bit by now. So if sentence comes here, so you're using comma. If I dash a bit before buying the car, so he regrets and says, if I had waited, see, had waited, if I had waited. So you're using past participle. If I had waited a bit before buying the car, so I dash to save quite a bit by now. I would have managed. I would have managed. I would have managed. I would have managed to save a quite by now if I had waited. So regrets. When you are using regrets is the condition, mixed conditions. Third conditions, right? Now coming here. If only I dash to him, comma, none of this dash. If only I. So the Simon says, if I had taken advice from my dad, none of this problem would have arisen, right? So if only I had listened, if only I had listened to him, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened, right? None of this would have happened. So here, if sentence with past participle and would have happened, so mixed. So conditional sentences, so regrets, wishes, regrets, right? Next, if I dash his advice, I dash a small fortune now. So Simon says, if my father tell whatever he has told, if I had listened, then I would have saved quite a lot of money, right? If I dash his advice, what is that answer? If I had taken his advice, I will not. What? I would own a small fortune. So past participle plus would own a small fortune. So if only I've taken my dad's advice, I should have had some money in my hand, right? So look at your answers to exercise 4. Exercise 4. Where is exercise 4? Look at your answers to exercise 4 and answer these questions. Yes. Which tense is used in the if clause in sentence 1, 2, 4, 5. Which tense are used? Could you say? Does it refer to present past time? Which tense are used in the if clause in sentence 1, 2, 4, and 5? For the fourth, what is that? Past perfect. See, past perfect. And past time. It is all 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5. See, had taken past participle. Past perfect, I had listened, past perfect, I had waited, past perfect, then one, she had bought, right? She had bought, one, had bought, 2. See, had not doubled, next, 2. Number 4, had listened, and number 5, Number 5, had taken. So all these are mentioning about what? It is all past perfect, right? Past perfect, past perfect. What is present? Present. I have taken, I have seen, I have gone as present perfect. All these are coming under past perfect. And does it refer to present or past time? It refers to past time. Everything is refers to what? Past time, right? It's about the past incidents. You should have done like that. So when you want to regret and say something should have been done, then you are using all past perfects, right? Had plus past participle. Now coming here to which sentences refer to the past situation in the result class? In result class, see if plus that sentence is a conditional sentence and the resultant sentence. Which sentences refer to the past situation in resultant class? Which structure is used? Yes, sir. Which sentences refer to the past situation? 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4 refers to past situation. 1, 3, and 4. See, 3 and 4. If I had bought a second-hand car, I wouldn't have to bank loan. 1, 3. If I had waited a bit before buying the car, I would have managed to save quite a bit now. 4. If I had listened to him, would have happened. So, which sentences refers to the past situation in the resultant clause? In the resultant clause, okay, which structure is used, sir? Would have plus past. See, would have plus past participle. See, see once 1, 3, and 4. See 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, 4. Right? 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. See, wouldn't have. 1, 3. Would have managed. Number 4. Would have happened. Right? 1, 3, and 4. Which structure is used? Would have plus past participle. Refer to the past in the resultant class. This is resultant class. Resultant class means what? Coming back behind. The result. All the result comes with would have plus past participle. Right? It is not with if. Then coming here. Which sentences of refer to a present situation class? In the result class, it should be about the present situation. Which is that? 2 and 5. 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 Refers to the present situation too. It looked bad if the price of petrol had not doubled last month. So, situation in the result class. In the present situation in the result class, what happened? The petrol prices has doubled to 5. If I had taken his advice, I would own a small fortune now. Presently, I would own a small fortune now. And which structure is used, sir? Would plus present tense. Present tense is equal to infinite, right? That is infinite without 2. Infinite without 2. See here 2 and 5. See 2 and 5. Well, 2 and 5 would not be. Would not plus present tense verb. Would plus won't present tense verb. So these two sentences mentions about the present condition, present situation. Right, sir? I hope you're able to get it. Are you clear about it? Okay, now gentlemen, what do you understand? Let's listen from our viewers. What do they understand? Yes, gentlemen, why not you come forward and say what do you understand in short? Here. Look at the camera and say, come here, come here. What do you understand?
How to use third conditional and mixed conditionals, and how to use third conditionals and mixed conditionals. Then, so with the examples of a conversation between Anna and Simon's. So actually Simon bought a second-hand car which he had not listened to his father advice. So there is a conversation so that his father has advised him to invest that money in the stocks. So based on this conversation, we had filled up these things. So we have completed this sentence based on the conversation between Simons and Anna. And so here we have used mixed conditionals and third conditionals in these sentences.
See, in this entire idea, so simple, sir. In result, condition sentence, in the result, if you want to mention about the present tense, the present situation, what do you use? Would plus present tense. In the resultant sentence, if you want to mention about the past, then you are using would plus have plus past participle. So simple, right? See here, would 1, 3 and 4, past situation 1, 3 and 4, 1, 3 and 4, refer to past situation in the resultant class 1, 3 and 4. Would have plus past participle is used. Here, would plus present tense 2 and 5. See, 2 and 5, would won't, 2 would be, wouldn't be, right? So this is so simple, which you have to understand, right? So நண்பர்களே, உங்களுடைய கேம்பிரிட்ஜ் கிராமர் ஐஎல்ஸ் புக்கை எடுத்துக்கொள்ளுங்கள். மிஸ்டர் சைமன் இந்த கண்டிஷன் நிபந்தனை வாக்கியங்களை பார்க்கிறீர்கள். இஃப் ஓட ப்ரெசன்ட் டென்ஸ் விளைவு ப்ரெசன்ட் டென்ஸ், இஃப் ஓட பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸ் விளைவு பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸ், இஃப் ஓட மிக்சட் கண்டிஷன்ஸ் என்று சொல்கிறோம். விஷஸ் என்றால் என்ன? விருப்பங்கள். ரிக்ரெட் என்றால் என்ன? மன வருத்தப்படுகிறோம். இறந்த காலத்தில் இப்படி நடைபெற்று இருக்கக்கூடாது என்று மனம் வருத்தப்படுகிறோம். ஸோ சைமனுக்கு அவங்க தாத்தா மூலமாக கொஞ்சம் பணம் வருகிறது. அந்த பணத்தை வைத்து அவன் என்ன வாங்கி விடுகிறான்? ஒரு புதிய கார் வாங்கி விடுகிறான். அவர் தந்தையார் என்ன சொன்னார்? வேண்டாம், புதிய கார் வாங்காதே, செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் வாங்கு, பணத்தை மிச்சப்படுத்தலாம், பேங்க்கில் போட்டு விடலாம் என்று சொல்கிறார். இவனுக்கு அறியவில்லை. இவன் என்ன செய்கிறான்? சைமன் புதிய கார் வாங்கிவிட்டு அது பெட்ரோல் விலையும் டபுளாகி விட்டது. அதனால் தன்னுடைய நண்பன் அண்ணாவிடம் ஃபோன் பண்ணி பேசி கொண்டிருக்கிறான். தந்தையார் சொன்னபடி கேட்டிருக்கலாம், இப்பொழுது பெட்ரோல் விலை டபுளாகி விடுகிறது. அன்று தந்தையார் சொன்னபடி கேட்டிருந்தால், ஷேர் மார்க்கெட்டில் போட்டிருந்தால் இந்த பங்குகள் எல்லாம் விலை அதிகமாக இருக்கும். 30% ஏறிவிட்டது. அதற்காக மனம் வருந்துகிறேன் என்று சொல்கிறார். வேலைக்கு செல்கிறேன், கிடைக்கக்கூடிய சம்பளம் என் காரை பராமரிப்பதற்கே சரியாக இருக்கிறது என்று இந்த சைமன் சொல்ல அண்ணா இதை பற்றி அவர்களுக்குள்ள நடந்திருக்கக்கூடிய உரையாடல். ஸோ இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த கேள்விகள் பாருங்கள். சைமன் செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் உண்மையா பொய்யா? சைமன் செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் வாங்கினான். பொய். உண்மை என்ன? சைமன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் தான் வாங்கினான். அதுதான் உரையாடலிலே கேட்கிறீர்கள். த பிரைஸ் ஆஃப் பெட்ரோல் நியர்லி டபுள் லாஸ்ட் மந்த். பெட்ரோலுடைய விலை மடங்கு. உண்மையா பொய்யா? தான் அவர்கள் உரையாடலிலே பெட்ரோல் விலை உயர்ந்து விட்டது. சைமன் has saved very little money from his job. சைமன் தன்னுடைய வேலையிலிருந்து ஏதோ கொஞ்சம் பணம் சேர்த்து வைத்திருக்கிறான். உண்மைதான் அவன் சொன்னது. சைமன் took his father's advice about the car. அவன் தந்தையார் சொன்னபடி அவன் கார் வாங்கினான். ஏனென்றால் அவன் தந்தையார் என்ன சொன்னார்? செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் வாங்க சொல்லி. இவன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹேண்ட் கார் வாங்கினான். ஸோ ஃபால்ஸ். சைமன் ஹஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் மணி. சைமனிடம் நிறைய பணம் இருக்கிறது. உண்மையா பொய்யா? பொய் என்று வருகிறது. பொய். ஸோ அடுத்ததாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். லிசன் and complete these sentences. அப்போ இறந்த காலத்திலே இப்போ சைமன் என்ன சொல்கிறான்? if I had bought a second hand car I wouldn't have to take a bank loan. இங்கே கோடிட்ட இடங்கள் இருக்கிறது. ஐஎல்ஸில் நீங்கள் அந்த கோடிட்ட இடத்தை நிரப்ப வேண்டும். ஸோ லிசனிங் பவர் ரொம்ப முக்கியமாக இருக்க வேண்டும். இங்கே இந்த கண்டிஷன் சென்டென்ஸ் வரும் பொழுது இறந்த காலத்திலே மனம் வருந்தி நான் செய்திருக்க கூடாது என்று சொல்லுகிற பொழுது அந்த இஃப் கண்டிஷன் வாக்கியத்திற்கு பக்கத்திலே had bought பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்டை தான் பயன்படுத்த வேண்டும். அப்படி செய்திருந்தால் if I had bought a second hand car இருந்தால் I wouldn't have to take out this big bank loan. இந்த அளவு மிகப்பெரிய அளவிலே வங்கியிலே கடன் வாங்க வேண்டி இருந்திருக்காது. அந்த காலத்திலே மனம் வருந்தி சொல்லும் பொழுது had bought பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்டை யூஸ் பண்ணுகிறாய். wouldn't have அந்த மாதிரி இருந்திருக்காது. wouldn't have பயன்படுத்துகிறாய். It probably wouldn't be so bad if the price of petrol had not doubled last month. It probably wouldn't be so bad. இந்த அளவு மோசமாக இருந்திருக்காது. if the price of petrol had not doubled. இந்த பெட்ரோலுடைய விலை 2 மடங்கு உயர்ந்திருக்காமல் இருந்திருந்தால். ஸோ அங்கேயும் பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்க பாருங்க. பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் had in doubled. So if I had waited a bit before buying the car, I would have managed to save quite a bit by now. So கார் வாங்குவதற்கு முன்னாடி கொஞ்சம் யோசித்திருந்தா நான் ஓரளவு சமாளித்திருந்திருப்பேன், பணத்தை மிச்சப்படுத்தி இருந்திருக்க. ஸோ இஃப் ஒன்லி ஐ ஹேட் லிசன் டு ஹிம் நன் ஆஃப் திஸ் வுட் ஹேவ் ஹேப்பன். அவர் என் தந்தையார் சொன்னபடி கேட்டிருந்தால் இந்த மாதிரி ஒன்றும் நடந்திருக்காது. ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் அகெயின் இஃப் ஐ ஹேட் லிசன் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் யூஸ் would have happened would have happened நடந்திருக்கும். none of this would have happened. எதுவுமே நடந்திருக்காது. ஏன்னா நன் என்ற நெகட்டிவ் வார்த்தையை போட்டு விடுகிறீர்கள். if I had taken his advice, என் தந்தையார் சொன்னபடி நான் கேட்டிருந்தால், I would own a small fortune now. இப்பொழுது நான் நிறைய பணம் வைத்திருப்பேன். ஸோ இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இறந்த காலத்திலே மனம் வருந்தி சொல்லும் பொழுது நீங்கள் என்ன யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க? பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு would கூட have கூட பாஸ்ட் பார்ட்டிசிபிள் யூஸ் பண்ணும் பொழுது இறந்த காலத்தை பற்றி குறிப்பிடுகிறது. இஃப் கூட ஹேட் இந்த பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணி ரிசல்டன்ட் வந்து would ப்ளஸ் ப்ரெசன்ட் டென்ஸ் verb யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ப்ரெசென்ட்டை பற்றி குறிப்பிடுகிறதாக வருகிறது. லுக் அட் யுவர் ஆன்சர்ஸ் டு எக்ஸசைஸ் 4 and answer these questions. Which tense used in the if clause in sentence 1, 2, 5? 1, 2, 4, 5. என்ன டென்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா பாருங்க, எல்லாம் ஹேட் பாட், ஹேட் வெயிட்டட், ஹேட் லிசன்ட், ஹேட் டேக்கன், எல்லாம் என்ன வருகிறது? இஃப் கூட என்ன வருகிறது என்று பார்க்கிற பொழுது பாஸ்ட் பாஸ்ட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் என்றால் என்ன? ஹேட் கான், ஹேட் சீன், ஹேட் கம். அதே போன்று டஸ் இட் ரெஃபர் டு பிரசன்ட் ஆர் பாஸ்ட் டைம்? இந்த ஹேட் பாட், ஹேட் வெயிட்டட், ஹேட் டேக்கன், ஹேட் லிசன்ட், இது எதை பற்றி குறிக்கிறது? இறந்த காலத்தை பற்றி குறிக்கிறது. பாஸ்ட். Which sentences refer to the past situation in the result class? 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. ரிசல்ட் கிளாஸ். இஃப் கிளாஸ்ங்கிறது வந்து இஃப் வாக்கியத்திற்கு பின்னாடி விளைவு வாக்கியம். ஸோ which sentences refer to the past situation in the result class? 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. இது விளைவு வாக்கியத்தில் என்ன பாஸ்ட் சிச்சுவேஷனை குறிக்கிறது என்று சொல்லுகிற பொழுது 1, 3, 4 பாஸ்ட் சிச்சுவேஷனை குறிக்கிறது. என்ன ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் யூஸ் பண்ணுகிறார்கள் என்று பார்க்கிற பொழுது 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. wouldn't have, அடுத்தது 3 would have managed, would have happened, would have கூட இறந்த கால எச்சத்தை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறாய். அடுத்து which sentences refer to a present situation in the resultant class? 2, 5. 2, 5 விளைவு வாக்கியங்கள். had not troubled. 5 would own. ஸோ இங்கெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 2, 5 which structure is used? would கூட present tense verb infinite. இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இங்கே wouldn't be. ரெண்டாவது would own, இது நிகழ்காலத்தை குறிப்பிடுகிறது. ஸோ ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது இந்த regrets, இந்த wishes, விருப்பங்கள், வெறுப்புக்கள், இறந்த காலத்தில் இப்படி நடந்திருக்கலாம், இப்படி நடந்திருக்க கூடாது என்று சொல்லுகிற பொழுது had ப்ளஸ் பாஸ்ட் பார்ட்டிசிபிள் பக்கத்தில் ரிசல்டன்ட் சென்டென்ஸ் would have கூட பாஸ்ட் பார்ட்டிசிபிள், அது பாஸ்ட் டென்ஸை மென்ஷன் பண்ணுகிறது. would ப்ளஸ்